Hi everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield. I'm a professional dancer, professional dance choreographer, and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and we're going to be taking a look at Hook's Jiyeon Seong versus Wan's Moana from the first season of Street Woman Fighter. So I have not seen any of these battles or the battles that I'm reacting to, and not only will I be looking and providing feedback or my opinion, I'm going to be taking a guess of who I think won. Now, I do know that the judges of this particular season were not the greatest, to put it lightly. I heard a lot of you had a lot of feelings about that. So I do have that in mind as I'm watching, but I'm still going to give my opinion based on just my scope of what I objectively know of battles and my personal experience and what I have observed being an organizer for battles too. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get into it.
DJ ready? Fight! Donkey baby! Donkey baby! Donkey baby! Once again, baby!
Okay, she got some great locks here.
Hey!
Fun. I like it. She's doing a good job. Very textbook in her execution, which I really like.
Hey!
I'm a little jiggy with the shoulders.
Hey!
Yeah. I love that with slaps.
4, 3, 2, 1.
That was good. It was solid run from her. Wow. Very strong from Moana as well.
Oh!
Ooh. Wow.
Nice. Hey, hey. Oh! Oh! 3, 2, 1.
Wow, okay. Wow, Moana did a really good job too. Goodness, okay, let's take a look back here in the very top. So it was, I believe my person on the left was from Hook, Jiyeon Seong, because of the logos on the back. So Jiyeon, this is locking through and through. Strong foundation for sure. I will say this is from, so I've had conversations with people who do study multiple disciplines and who are very observant in the dance world, in the street styles, especially in areas that I may not be super present in. And so one of the areas that I wouldn't consider myself super fluent in is locking. But I do know a lot of the history of it because of Don Camelot. There were some documentaries that came out just kind of talking the celebration of his life. So I've gotten to learn a lot about locking through his legacy. And I do know that a lot of countries, especially Japan, China, and Korea, really have taken on such an authentic perspective with Don Camelot's locking in ways that are so captivating. So I do want to point that out. I'm not 100% fluid on it, but I can. This is textbook locking through and through. I will say though, the really tricky thing about locking is both this and popping. Honestly, those styles, they are pretty difficult to expand or create your artistic expression through. So with locking, a lot of times you can run into the problem of when you do the moves very textbook based or based on how Don did them or from Soul Train, you know, like that kind of posture. It is an authentic posture, but a lot of times it can limit you or make it appear like you're just doing textbook movement versus whenever you would watch Don lock, there was something in his presence that there was a rawness to it. Like it felt like we were watching him in dance form, right? And so I feel like that was his intention of bringing locking worldwide whenever there was the opportunity to do so. And that's something that I feel like a lot of people in general struggle with sometimes when you're not when you learn new information. You do have a choice of are you wanting to integrate this information into you as an artist? But that that could also be something that is difficult to navigate when you don't know how to actually know how to become an artist, right? Because Don, this was his style, you know? And for me, I've a lot of people that I feel like have done a good job of really integrating their own artistic expression through locking is like Hilti and Bosch. Like, I've really enjoyed watching them, and I feel like I'm watching them lock, right? I feel here in this case with Jiyeon Seong, she has great technique. Do I feel like I'm able to see Jiyeon Seong in this? Maybe not as much as I wish for it, but I would say it's a very, she's very solid in her technique. Yeah, I feel like a lot of her movement is riding at the top of the song versus integrating throughout, and she's hitting the basic counts of how these moves are on songs versus taking risks on how to make these moves flow through the song, and maybe an innovative way or in a way where it looks like I'm watching her, so I think like that's my biggest note to Jiyeon. But there's not one time I said that what she's doing is not good. She's doing a great locking posture. She's doing a fabulous job in technique. I love her execution. She's playing around on the different beats. The only note, like I had mentioned, is just, do I feel like I'm seeing Jiyeon Seong? I don't know. Maybe she's still trying to figure out what she looks like doing it, and she's still going through the foundation. Because I have spent a huge amount of time of my personal life in freestyle. In choreography, it took me many years to figure out what is my niche in choreography that makes me feel the most like myself. And now I have students at this point that can start to integrate those fingerprints. In freestyle, I really feel like a baby or an infant in that, where I'm still really navigating what is my identity or what is my artistic expression in waving, because I'm going through the textbook of waves. It looks cool, but does it look like me? Sometimes no. But I'm also self-aware of that, and so I don't want to project that onto her. It's just an observation. I don't think what she did was wrong at all. That's not my point. It was it's just my opinion, so. Moana, I will say, she really came out the gate super strong here. She's hitting a lot of that boom, boom, boom. She's really, she got in on the song very early, so it makes a lot of her choices that she's making more of a surprise. Because she didn't have time to hear the song to set up. She just went straight into it, which really worked in her favor here, I feel. She is very much, she's hitting that boom, boom, like multiple times, but she's choosing different ways to do it, which is super cool. Very full in her movement. She's using the stage, going around. I love that framing and that wave through and the pull out. That was great. Yep, and then she did kind of a subtle box step with the usage of the chest. That was cool too. She swiped it up at the top, and then I really actually think it's cool what happened with her hat. She grabs her hat, still moving, and then she does like a little layout with a passe. That was cool. Yeah. Okay, so I would say my note for Moana is she's very captivating. She really is. She definitely held my attention for the majority of her set, which is great. You always want that. And then secondly, whenever you notice that she is hitting similar parts of the music. Now, is she doing it the same way? No, which is great. But is it always a goal to want to hit different parts of your music and make it a surprise in what parts of the music you do hit? Yes, you really want to make that a goal because it shows your fluency within the musicality, which is the relationship of your movement to music. You want it to be something that is mature and on that caliber of excellence, right? So she is doing a fabulous job of holding her own in this battle. I will say she is hitting that boom, boom, boom more as a dominant layer than other parts of her music. Now, I know we don't really have lyrics, right? Yeah, so I think that's just the common thing, like there's that bass and that's really the main thing she's writing, but she is making nice legato groove choices that help separate it more. And she did do a kind of a basic a basic groove to the front, which, you know, I mean, it works because she didn't 100% commit to the side and to the side. I would have felt like she was eating up more time if she went front, front, side, side, but she actually went front, front, side, and then bled into something else. So I think that was a great choice for her. I love that hold she did there. She is doing a lot of crossovers and ball changes and a lot of those things.
3, 2,
But she's done a really good job of loosening up her upper body. That is definitely a tricky thing to do when you're trying to navigate a song that you may or may not know. There's a chance she may know this song, which is super cool. But yeah, I think Moana, she did a good job.
nice.
Really good job of using her stage. She also made some interesting choices. She hit different grooves, which, you know, I really liked. So, okay, if I were to take a guess, let's look at two things. If we were looking at Straight Women Fighter, these dance battles as you must have a style foundationally represented, you know, I would say Jiyeon Seong 100% would have taken that. However, if we're going off of the criteria of all styles, which is you look for musicality, you look for essence, you look for artistry, you look for cohesion in your choices, I would say your transitions, your mobility, your range. I would say for this battle for myself, I would give it to Moana from Want, because I think she made more complex choices. Her grooves were different. It was a heartbeat kind of groove. She didn't stay in one pocket for too long. And here's the thing, I know with locking, it is really difficult to play around with different dynamics and textures, and it is something that is also difficult to make it look like you know. I think that's a really big thing. Just as a style as a whole, it is really difficult to have that groove that is, this is me, you know, doing locking, not this is me doing locking technique. It is a really tricky transition, and I really empathize with that because I'm not there either. I don't think I have an artistic presence in waving as much as I want to now, you know, and so I can only imagine with locking, that's probably a very similar struggle, you know, but I don't know. But anyway, that would be my guess. I have no idea who the judges voted for, and that's okay because this is mostly for fun, and just for feedback and just my opinion purposes. So, but yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful in some way. I really enjoy watching these battles. They're super fun for me, and I really love getting to just see more glimpses of these dancers in this season. So whenever I see them in their choreographic element, some of them, I'm able to approach it with a different mindset than if I just came into those videos blind. I feel like I have a strong foundation of who these crews are with their members, and I can't wait to keep watching. They've been great, and I love the discussions we've been having too. So looking forward to it. I will check you guys on the flip side. Bye.